Good morning. Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday. It's the start of another week. And it's lots of reasons to be excited this week. First, we're going to be talking about money attracting affirmations. So that's what we have in store for this morning. We're going to have some fun with that. I'm going to share 3 of my most powerful affirmations and just a few other things. One, it's the start of the Money Attraction Challenge. Woo-hoo! Money dress, ready to go. And I'm really excited, obviously. And it's my birthday week! Yay! So, lots and lots and lots of amazing things going on. I want to say welcome to everyone watching and a special welcome to the Jamaicans.com viewers. We're streaming live to that page this morning. It's been a while. And I'm just really happy to have all of you on board watching and tuning in for us to have this fun conversation. So I want to talk about, first of all, it's very obvious at the bottom of my screen. It says moneyattractionchallenge.com because today is day 1. We've already given out $1,100 in play money for people to give away. And so if you are not registered, why? Why are you not registered? Register for the challenge. 5 days. It starts today. Make sure you're registered. Share that link with every person you know, because the more people playing in this high vibration money activity, the more it raises all of our feel good around money and starts attracting it to us. All right. So go ahead and get registered so you can get the emails, all the fun stuff, and know exactly where you need to post, what you need to do, what time the calls are, all that fun stuff when you're registered. All right. So moneyattractionchallenge.com should be at the bottom of the screen. Share it. Join it, do all that fun stuff, come play with us. Okay, so let's talk about money attracting affirmations. How did I become aware of this? I was thinking about several years ago when I was newly divorced. I had no job, I had no business, no income. And, in essence, everything in my life stayed the same. I still had the mortgage to pay, the car note to pay, the insurance to cover, all of those things. And when I tell this story, I tell people it was really one of the darkest periods of my life because I was constantly, and I mean, I want to do this as I say it because honestly, that is the way it felt. I was constantly worried about money. I would stay up at night. I would literally be cooking and chopping up vegetables, and it'd be 5 minutes later and I realized I'd already done chopping up the vegetables. But I was just standing there dazed out completely because I was worrying about money. And one of the prayers that I had at the time, because I would obviously have to pay bills and I did everything to avoid paying the bills. But when I finally got to it and I opened a bank account and I was shaking, I mean, literally shaking to open my bank account, open my bills and address them. I remember my prayer at that time being, God, let there just be enough so that I can pay these bills and be okay. I want to cry. Let there just be enough so I can pay these bills and be okay. Because I was constantly just in the fear that the money's going to run out. There's not going to be enough. I have no major source of income. At the time, I was getting child support and really that was it for income, And I'm telling you what, all I could think of was just give me enough. So I would go between lots of fear around money, and when I finally got to thinking about I have to deal with it, my thoughts would be just enough. So I want to encourage you to just think for a moment, because many of you that follow me, you will jump on here and you will type and you will say, I have positive thoughts around money. My self-talk about money is positive, and you really have yourself convinced. I know you do. But for a moment, just be the next layer of honest with yourself. When you think about your money situation, what is your dominant thought? What are you always thinking about, and how does it feel? How do those thoughts feel in your body? I'm literally, in remembering this, I am feeling it all right here in my torso. My stomach is like I'm holding my breath. It was so intense for me that just the memory of it takes me back there. So if you have any of those feelings in your life right now, or any of those thoughts where It's just the incessant worry. Will I have enough money in the future? Do I have enough in retirement? Am I going to be able to cover everything this month? Are my business, finances in order? Am I really making the kind of money I want to make? When you think about money, go beyond just like even the thoughts that you think and go into the feelings that you have. And here is what happened for me. God answered my prayer. He did. He gave me just enough that I could reduce the overdraft payments, that I could reduce the late fees, that I could, stop getting the balances just increasing because I wasn't paying stuff. I had just enough. And so as I started exploring personal development and really listening to everything that's out there to support us in getting the results that we want, one of the things that I realized was my thoughts were creating the money in the bank. The things that even the prayer of just enough was creating just enough. And like once I connected that dot, I'm not going to tell you what happened overnight, but once like the light bulb went on in my head and I realized, oh my God, it's me, it's the thoughts, it's the feeling that I have, this fearful lack. There's not going to be enough. Even I'm asking God for there to be enough. My feeling was, I don't know, I'm worried. Will there be enough? And all of that was creating the results that was in the bank and the way money was showing up for me. It would just trickle in, right? So once I realized I got to work, and I mean, if you know me, when I'm committed to changing something in my life, watch out world, you cannot get in my way. I will do everything to change my reality when I'm like committed to having it be changed. And that's the way I want you guys to feel this morning watching as we go into this money attraction challenge for the next 5 days. I want you to have that it's like when Socrates put the man under the water and said, how badly do you want to be successful? And he held his head under the water. And then finally, he let it go. And the man came up gasping for air and he said, okay, now do you get the message? Like, you need to want your financial reality to change so much, like you need that next breath of air. That was the way it was for me. So I became committed to saying some different things to myself, to saying a different prayer. And I want to share with you the 3 most powerful money affirmations, not just money affirmations, but they really changed the financial landscape for me. And I want to share them with you. And I also want to tell you why I have each one. So the very first one, you all know because I put this everywhere. It's on my phone screensaver, my laptop, my computer. It is everywhere. I write it constantly. I say it all the time. So many of you, I see you now using it and I love it. Please, it's yours. Take it. So here's number 1. Money flows easily, consistently, and in large amounts to me. That's my direction to God, the universe, source. Wherever the money comes from into my life, that is my order. That is my direction. I'm asking, my prayer is now, money flow easily, consistently, and in large amounts. And why do I have that as my affirmation? 1, I have a long history of believing I need to work hard for money. So I needed to overcome that because part of I wanted, to have a good financial reality was I did not want to work hard for it. Did you hear that? Yes, I said it, and I am proud. I did not want to have to sacrifice, struggle, give up my life, my blood, my whatever, everything for money. No, I wanted it to be easy. I wanted it to be consistent. I didn't want to have to lay awake any night and worry, is there going to be enough in the bank on the 14th to pay the mortgage on the 15th? I wanted money to be consistently just always there. And I wanted it to be easy, consistent, and not just small amounts. I'm not talking about hundreds. I wanted large amounts of money. That was my combined prayer to the universe. Easy, consistent, and large amounts. I hope that makes sense for you and why I had that combination. I think if you're watching, it might be that you like that, and so please borrow it, take it. All right, number 2, what's the next thing that really got me about money was when I had to spend money. You have kids or you have a home and Oh my gosh, out of nowhere, the AC, something's wrong with the AC. I remember once I had to go buy a refrigerator because here I am, the last thing I'm thinking is going to happen is my refrigerator is going to break. And you know when your refrigerator breaks, like, you got to do what you got to do. You know, you have to figure it out and fast, but you never plan for it because it seems to be working just fine. So here comes now I have to make this big $2,000 expense or whatever it was. And I just remember the knots in my stomach. I started sweating, shaking. The kids were looking at me like, what's wrong? Like the refrigerator being broken is causing you this much anxiety? No. Having the money to pay for a new refrigerator is causing me this much anxiety. And so I became so fearful of large expenses, right? And so I needed to create a new prayer, a new affirmation, a new thing that I said to myself around that. And so here's what that was. The more I spend, the more I make. So when I went to write that big check, the more I spend, the more I make. I am so grateful. The more I spend, the more I make. When I go on vacations and I have to spend money, when I have to invest, and I want you guys to really hear this. When you have to invest, especially in yourselves, this is where you hold back the most because you don't want to believe that you deserve to invest in yourself. You'll buy a refrigerator, a car, a house, everything. But it comes to you, which is what we're talking about in this money attraction challenge, is deservingness. And you have the hardest time investing in yourself. Well, here's what I had to say. The more I'm so grateful, the more I spend, the more I make. Just imagine my mind hearing that over and over and over and over. You know what started to happen? I would literally spend the money, and the next week, out of nowhere, money would just start flooding into my life. The next day, the next moment. It just became the truth. All right, the last one. We worry about money in the future. We worry about money in the future. It's like, okay, I'm barely making it, or I'm okay today, but what's going to happen when I'm 60 or 85 or next year or next month or whatever happens with the financial markets? What's going to happen? So here's my affirmation to help me with worrying about money in the future. Everything is always working out for me financially. So if you're typing, type this first. Financially, because I use this affirmation for a lot of things. But when it comes to money, financially, everything is always working out for me. Financially, everything is always working out for me. Again, imagine that over and over. And I'm not just telling you to write this. This is going on in my mind over and over and over. Those first 2 years, over and over. As a money thought came up, there came one of the affirmations, right? So you want to be saying this to yourself. Are you worried about how money is flowing in your life right now? Then use affirmation number 1. Are you worrying about you have to spend money or invest money? Affirmation number 2. Are you worried about the future? Financially, everything always works out for me. And here's the truth. When you look back in the past, everything has always worked out for you. So you know it's the truth. All right? So I see so many of you typing. I'm so, oh my gosh, love, love, love having friends. And you're probably wondering what this is all about because I haven't said anything about it, but I have it here already for this afternoon at 12 Eastern when I go live. So if you're watching and you haven't registered for the challenge, you want to make sure you're registered so that you can see what I'm going to talk about with this. Because today we're starting our money attraction challenge. We're talking about deservingness. And that's what this is all about. Don't fall, please. Okay, so make sure you're here 12 Eastern this afternoon, 12 Eastern, 5 p.m. British Summertime Standard Time. I'm not sure what the S stands for, but 5 p.m. in the UK so that you can come and we can talk about this. Make sure you keep inviting friends. I'm so excited. And go post how you're spending your $1,100, how you're giving it away. That's what we asked you to do today. Give away $1,100. All right, those of you that don't know what that means, no, I'm not asking you to physically write a check. When you register for the challenge, you'll get emails telling you exactly what to do. And we gave you $1,100 in play money for you to give away. So I'm going to jump and see some new comments, see what you guys have all been posting. And if you are on Jamaicans.com and you're watching, I'm going to be coming live every Monday morning at 8 a.m. this time. So mark your calendars, come join me. I would love to have you continuing this conversation about money and manifesting and life and really how to live the life of our dreams. All right. So with that, I'll see you today at 12 Eastern. And oh, by the way, let me just tell you now, because I have the most amazing thing. So every day this week, I'm going to be on at 12 Eastern, right? And tomorrow night, Tuesday, September 1st, I'm going to have a bonus call with 3 guys, and we're talking to these men about deservingness and money. You want to be there. Mark your calendars, and you want to be live because it's just best live, right? So 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Make sure you have that in your calendars, plus 12 Eastern every day this week. Mwah! I love you guys. Have a great Monday. See you at 12. Bye, everyone.